Hey everyone, it's been a while. I've been really busy with real life business and all of that stuff, but here I am because we need to talk about SAnby. I've had the chance to play her for a couple of days with her rework buffs. And yeah, we'll get the disclaimer right out of the way. Things may change, but here I am out of my little break because I have to talk about my favorite character in Zenless Zone Zero. I am the #1 SAnby main, SAnby simp. I love everything about her. The voice actress, I even left her a comment. I love her design, her animations. I know there are a lot of haters, but hey, I'm not one of those. I have, SAnby merches. Now I know everybody's busy. I got to go back to things myself. So I'm just going to get the conclusion out of the way. So if we go to SAnby's core passive, there is the activate potential here. Yeah. Now things may change, so I'm going to blur a lot of the things out. But for any doubters that think I did not test this, well, you're seeing it real time with the clicky sounds. I've seen the amateurs post on Reddit their post buffed Anby scores. But what about when you toggle that off? The before and after. So I tested SAnby and her current team against the Defiler, the current version at 99 million HP on the 2.2 live servers, as well as against the future Defiler. So in 2.3, she's gonna cycle back and she's gonna have more HP. The reason I'm telling you guys this is because I've seen posts on Reddit where they're showing the scores against the current Defiler, the 2.2, but of course against the 2.3 Defiler, the score is going to be on average a little bit lower because of the HP increase on the Defiler coming in 2.3. But regardless, I was averaging about 5 to 7k score difference depending on the Deadly Assault buff. I also did choose like a buff that had nothing to do with SAnby, like the ones that are favorable to the Rupture agents. And even then, it was about like 5k on average gap. On one of the buffs that I chose, it was about 2 to 3k. And I'm not like gonna show you guys like the best score. I'm just gonna show you guys like the average, like not my best, not like the outliers, not the best, not the worst, but like in between. And you can see the difference. The simplest way to put it without going into her detail, like, oh, what about her multipliers? They should get more like crit damage and synergistic value, blah, 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 blah. So keep it simple. Did SAnby get stronger than before? Yes. How much? About like 5 to 7k score depending on the Deadly Assault buff. It was like, one of the odd ones that I chose. It was about like 2 to 3k, but yeah, like 5k difference. I'd say this because not everyone's gonna get like 55k or 50k or 49k. So if like let's say Joe was getting 30k with his current SAnby, he can expect like 33 to 35, even 37k SAnby. Is what I'm trying to say. Now, there's a lot of things that change, but I can't show you guys like the gameplay or stuff like that. You could just, you know where to find those. But I'll go over some of the cool things that did change. Her chain attack as well as her ultimate are now considered aftershock. So it's going to be, the damage is going to be improved by her disc set, the 2-piece, as well as if you get Orphe. Not that you need Orphe. We'll talk about that later, okay? So that's good. But her basic attack 3, which I cannot show you, but I'll try to show you with my hands. She's gonna do like a swirly. She's gonna like throw like chains or chakrams that spins around on her basic attack 3. And it's gonna also like group up, the skinny boys. Yeah. And if you right click, or for mobile players, if you do the dodge at the appropriate time, like you see the yellow animation from the boss, the yellow flash, the yellow line, and you dodge for the next 10 seconds. Basically, when she's like doing her basic attack 5, you know how she's like spinning in the air? You can interrupt that animation with X special. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm trying to like really dumb this down. Another thing is that as you're seeing on your screen, there is the mark, right? Right now it's empty because I want to show you something else. But when it's full, you had to X special back to back to proc additional damage. However, that window, it's drastically increased. So you would X special and within 0.8 seconds, you have to X special again. So you have to do 3 X specials like a combo to proc additional damage. Now you can do X special within 2 seconds, do another X special. Within 2 seconds, you can do another X special. So it's more forgiving now. And at the end of that, if you do that combo of 3 X specials, you proc this new skill. So she charges forward with her dual blade and slashes, and there's gonna be like lightning damage, multi-hit, and she's gonna have iframe during that animation. So for those M2 SAnby enjoyers, it's gonna be like X special, X special, X special, and then new attack, and then X special, X special, X special, and then new attack. So it's gonna be like that. That does aftershock damage. That new attack does aftershock damage as well. Another quality of life change is that once this fills up, there's gonna be an indicator. You're gonna see a huge lightning effect coming out of these pointy things. And that's gonna be like an indicator that it is full and it's time to spam that X special. But in reality, when I was testing her, I still had issues seeing that animation, because if you're playing, like for example, Trigger, Seed with SAnby, there's so many white and blue animations with the text and everything. So what I had to do was disable in the settings the combat text, and that made it super clear. But still, ZZZ has like so much animation. And another cool thing is that the mark, right, I'm keeping it once again simple, not using the technical terms, is way easier to fill it up, because every 5 seconds from like aftershock, from your teammates aftershock, it gives about 1/3 of it. So 33, and that's every 5 seconds from any aftershock from your teammates. So if you have an aftershock buddy, it's gonna help SAnby pretty much be able to fill this up way faster. And how does that translate in like Deadly Assault or Shield? Holy man, I'm spending way more time spamming her X special. It is, I mean, it's super busy. It was already busy, and now it's even busier. And even when I was playing with two, like sub DPS like Orphe and Trigger, and with those agents, I had a lot of field time with SAnby. Even then, it was pretty damn busy. That's a good thing for me, at least. So she felt very spammy. Now, do I think this is like perfect for as a SAnby main, as the #1 SAnby enjoyer, where I spent thousands upon her and went to like real conventions and bought her merch? Now, like I would like a little bit more like iframe, but it's a step in the right direction. All right, no cap, no lie. I mean, she does a lot more damage. Now, is it enough to bring her up a tier? We'll have to wait and see, because it's still early, right? What if things change? What if the numbers change? Yeah, there's other like crit damage and multipliers that I haven't really mentioned. We'll just do a separate video once it's all confirmed and ironed out. For now, I just wanted to tell you guys what direction she's headed, as well as like the before and after. So yeah, she definitely got an upgrade. It's the step in the right direction. We'll have to wait and see if this is final. Now, does this mean that you have to go get a SAnby yourself? No, she is still optional as an electric DPS agent. There are plenty of those, but it's good to see the mascot getting some love, maybe before she gets reran in 2.3. I'm guessing that this will launch in 2.3. We'll find out more in the live stream after Orphe is launched. And speaking of Orphe, perfect transition. Do we need to get Orphe to buff SAnby? No. You'll see this in other, like if you like browse around on Reddit or on YouTube, you can see that she works without Orphe and works with Orphe. You can play her with just Trigger or without Trigger. You could play her with Seed or without. Yeah, for me at least, I want to try. I think I'm gonna have 3 teams for her, and I'm not gonna like lock her into one of them. I want to try the Trigger SAnby with Seed, as well as Seed, SAnby, and Astra, and finally Trigger SAnby with Orphe. So I want to play all of them. Right, but I know at M0 what does better, but at M2 what does better. But once again, it's not finalized, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, if you're a SAnby owner, she's going to last you a little bit more. As for Yidhari, her titties got way bigger. So I got really curious. Is it the biggest set that we have in ZZZ? Does she set the record? I don't know. You guys see for yourselves. I don't know what's going on with Hoyo these days, giving a lot of plastic surgery up in the chest area. Oh, I would like one myself. But yeah, even in Genshin, I was surprised they're giving big assets over there too. I had to reinstall, boys. Anyways, guys, that's the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.